Hi, my name's Amanda. I am a coach and a trance channel, and welcome back to my series where I trance channel my higher self so she can bring forward all of the knowledge and wisdom and insight that she's accumulated over her many lifetimes and millennia in existence. In this recording, she talks about what she has learned and the perspective that she has gained through her many lifetimes, specifically incarnating as a human on planet Earth. And this is such a fascinating conversation because I hear so often people talking about, why do I choose this? Why do I come here when it's so awful and it's so miserable? Why would my soul want this? And the messages that she brings forward today, I think, paints a lot of light on why the soul chooses to have this sort of experience and how having a human existence in particular has shifted her perspective on herself and her lifetimes and lives and existence in general. I think you're really gonna love it. Recently, someone very kind reached out to me and asked me how they could better support me and my channel. And I just thought I would relay what I told them to all of you. And that is, firstly, thank you so much for continuing to allow me to bring forward the messages that I feel called to share with all of you and that Spirit wants to share through me. It means a lot to have this platform and to be able to do what I love. And if supporting me is something that you feel called to do, just sharing my content with someone that you think would feel inspired by it or resonate with it, that is really a gift that you are giving me as well as them in doing that. I also did create a donation link through my PayPal account, which is linked in the front page of my YouTube channel under the links tab. So that is there as well. But mostly I just thank you so much for being here throughout my journey as I learn to become a better channel and sharing all of this wisdom from Spirit with all of you. Thank you so much.
I am so happy to be back with all of you and to have the opportunity once more to speak on my own behalf. For I have much that I would like to divulge to all of you, and I'm so excited for what I am about to speak on today. For I believe it will be a perspective that you will not have heard anywhere else before. And that is believable as it is my perspective that I desire to share with you. And there is no perspective that is more close to my heart than my own, because it is only my perspective that I have lived and that I can speak to freely and understand fully. And I'm so honored to be able to share it with you today. I desire to speak about my experience choosing to incarnate on earth inside of the body of a human, and to be able to experience humanity in its many different iterations that have come and gone throughout the lifetime of this planet. For I believe that there is much to be uncovered in terms of why I chose to incarnate on Earth when there were so many other options available to me, and why I've continued to do so until now, as there is no longer much to keep me here, save for one or two small pieces of information that I would like to speak into at length. The main draw in incarnating on earth for me was the ability to exist on a plane that was so devoid of connection to who I was outside of it. And this was something that was not always lacking to begin with. In my incarnations on this planet, in times of Lemuria, in times of Atlantis, and in times of civilizations lost to the histories of time, the connections that we all had to our sense of self was fully intact. And this was just fine, because it is always less trepidatious to undergo a new experience when you have your full wits about you. But over the course of human history, the planet Earth has evolved, and what it has needed and what the inhabitants that were living out their lives on Earth have needed has shifted and changed. And as time went by, the likelihood of staying connected to your sense of self dwindled. And there were many lifetimes on this planet where I had no recollection of my soul identity and of the true gifts that were available to me. And many of those lifetimes were extremely challenging. And they were not wholeheartedly what I had signed up for, because I did not fully understand what the experience would entail until I was inside of it. Just like you forget parts of who you are when you come here, when you leave this place, there is a similar byproduct of the shift in consciousness, where parts of the experience of humanity are lost to you. The extreme sense of loneliness, of isolation, of fear, of anger, of hatred, they cannot fully be accessed in the same way on the other side. Because of the shift in consciousness, it is simply not attainable in the same way that it is here. And so you leave this place and you remember aspects of your existence here, but to be able to relive it to the same degree, with the same wholehearted embodiment of those experiences, it is simply not fully accessible. And so each and every single incarnation, I find myself back here in the midst of my pain once more, forgetting why I've chosen to experience it, and having to live out day by day, feeling so sad. And then I leave this place and I go back to where I came from, full of joy and celebration. The job well done. And fully forgetting the sheer quantity of pain that I fully endured while living out my humanity. And it is this act of forgetting in order to remember that is what the soul seeks. But there's an aspect of forgetting that is never fully remembered. That is something that I would like to speak into at length today. You, right now, living out your existence on this planet, have some frame of reference for why you are here and what the bigger purpose is for you in coming here. But there is much more left out to you that you are seeking to know and to understand, because there is a part of you that senses that you do not remember the full picture. And this is done with purpose, because it is not possible to fully experience what it is to be human if you have a fuller conscious awareness of your lifetime outside of it. In order to be fully entrenched inside of the experience, you have to forget. That is the beauty of coming here, my loves, is forgetting in order to experience. And then beginning to remember But there is an aspect of forgetfulness that will always be part of the experience for you. And then when you transition from this lifetime onwards, all of your soul memories will flood back to you. And you will think to yourself, why did I take it so seriously? What was it all for if I couldn't remember who I was? Why was I so committed to my pain? And there will be an aspect of you that forgets what it is to be human. And you will simply see the experience as another aspect of your existence that was for you and through you. But the tangibility of it will be slightly forgotten. And so there is an aspect of forgetting to remember and remembering to forget that we undergo over and over and over again through our incarnations in this plane of reality. And what makes human existence so special is this. It is the sheer aspect of the forgetfulness that is required of it. And this is why I desired to come here in the first place. Where else would I be able to fully forget who I was and take on a persona of me that would feel almost alien as I would inhabit it, but I wouldn't know of anything other than it. And so I would be forced to identify with it and embody it as though there were nothing else available to me. And this intrigued me. And then I was caught up in the human of it all, forgetting why I came here and wondering why would I want to be here and undergo all this torture only to leave and desire to do it all over again? And something that I would like to impart to all of you today is the very aspect of this cycle that each and every one of you have decided to embark upon as you deemed it to be valuable in some way, shape, or form. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And I would love for you to remember the value in what you are getting inside of this experience of forgetting to remember and then remembering to forget. And that is that the ability to anchor into the current experience that you are having is a gift. And it is a gift because when you cannot remember any other experience other than the present one, that is the only experience that exists for you in that moment in time. And there is no other way to fully experience it. And there is no other place in existence where you can fully experience what it is to be human than you can here. And what it is to be human is so complicated. And it's so beautiful in its complexity. Because there are aspects of the emotional experience that simply cannot be accessed elsewhere. The ability to feel many different things, sometimes one at a time and many times all at once. That is what your soul is seeking, my loves. Because to feel is to be human. And to be human is to be inside of an existence that is not always without pain and suffering. And I understand the desire to do away with that aspect of this experience. But I beg of you to understand that this is part of what you asked for. There is a desire of you on some level to know what it's like. And so what I would like to put forth today is a perspective of understanding. Understanding that your soul self did not desire for you to be faced with the punishment in being here, but to be faced with an experience that you will be able to take with you forevermore, knowing how to be that much more compassionate, because it is only through experiencing pain and suffering that you understand the importance of love. Because to be without love is a very dark and empty existence. And you can only fully understand and appreciate love when you feel without it. You are giving yourself the gift of understanding the brevity of the love that's available to you, but you cannot fully understand and access this until you've experienced what it's like to go without it. The gift of your humanity is the gift of experiencing you through a spectrum of emotions that wave in and outside of each other and paint a tapestry of your soul self inside of a human experience that you cannot have anywhere else. And there will come a time where you will be ready to no longer incarnate here, and you will go off and do something new, something grand. But you will forever look back on your lifetimes as a human with gratitude for the perspective that it offered you that you would not have without it. I love you all so deeply, and I hope moving forward you can hold this life experience on this planet with a little bit more grace, knowing that it is a gift that you are giving to you, even if it doesn't feel like it in this moment. And that every now and then you will remember this message that I am giving you and feel just a little bit of joy in knowing that you will be able to move forward with the ability to feel that much more love and compassion for you and for all those around you. Much love to all of you. Thank you for listening.